Hello YouTube and welcome back to Let's Play Bloons Wiki Deluxe Edition. I'd like to apologize for not uploading yesterday. Some stuff went on and, stuff, and I wasn't able to upload. So, I'm going to try to record 2 episodes today and then probably end up posting just 1 today and then like 2 the next day or something. So anyways, let's go on to the pumpkin patch on hard. And I have technically kind of played this level on Bloons Battles, and I kind of did it on the web version, just because. Let's see if I can fit that one there, and maybe I can fit a second Buccaneer in there. But I was playing this on the web version co-op mode with one of my subscribers, and unfortunately I don't remember which subscriber it was because I'm really bad at remembering the names, and it was about a month or 2 ago. So anyways, I've already played this track, like I said, kind of in those 2 ways, but I haven't actually played it on Deluxe Edition, so maybe that'll be different, because, I mean, it is different, because on Bloons Battles, the track is slightly different, and, the enemy is sending balloons at you and all that, and you're getting money at different rates, or at different time, at a different time, anyways, and then for the co-op, I was only able to build on one side of the screen while he was building on the other side of the screen, so obviously there were some differences between those forms of playing and this form of playing, I suppose. But anyways, that's all just random rambliness for me to ramble on about while I wait for, stuff to pick up and be more interesting. Alright, so yeah. Again, I kind of feel like fast-forwarding through all of these beginning rounds. Always up to you, although I always keep saying it like, hey, I really want to do this, and then I'm kind of just waiting for someone else to say, yeah, go do it, so I feel like, yay, actually doing something that people want, I suppose. I don't know. But I did record 5 episodes of Bloons Battles on Monday, but I was just busy and I couldn't even upload that second episode of Bloons Battles yesterday. So I'm probably going to try to double up one of the episodes, either today or tomorrow or Friday, just because those are pretty short, so those I can just double up on easily. And I'm probably going to try to record 2, maybe even 3 episodes, but most likely just 2 episodes of Bloons Deluxe Edition today, so that I'll be able to upload at least 1 today and then probably 2 tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, because we all know how I am with, doing things that I say I'm going to do, which is a really bad habit. In real life, I would like to think that I do actually do what I say I'm going to do, if that makes sense, which that should have made sense. That was a pretty logical sentence, but anyways, let's see, so yeah, yesterday, no, wait, was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday on the Bloons Battles episode, how I said that I had my speakers set up to my laptop and then my headphones plugged into my speakers, and I was testing the volume and all that. Apparently, it doesn't change the actual audio of the game. Apparently, the way that the audio records, it's not dependent on the volume of the laptop or the speakers, I guess, which is kind of good, because then I know that it'll be consistent no matter what I'm doing, basically. But then it's kind of also bad, because then if I need the volume to be up for any reason, then I wouldn't know how to do that. So yeah, just rambling about random stuff, because I don't know what I'm talking about. Just getting a second Buccaneer because I really love the Buccaneers. And it probably would have been smarter to save up for a destroyer rather than build another Buccaneer. But for right now, I feel like building a second Buccaneer, so that's what I'm going to do. And they have the range to cover all the lanes, just not all the lanes, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, I mean, they'll have good camo detection, which actually, if I had used the specialty building for the Buccaneer, which I don't actually have, but if I did have it and used it, then they would automatically have camo detection, and then the Crow's Nest would grant detection for other other towers within the range, which I think is pretty awesome. Which like I said, I've still not gotten it. I still haven't gotten that specialty building, just because I always focus on the boomerang thrower specialty building and then all the others, because not all of these tracks have Buccaneer availability. There's not always water on these tracks, so boomerang throwers are a little more consistent, I suppose. But, I mean, obviously right now I'm using Buccaneers only, and I'm not using boomerang throwers yet. So I don't know what I'm talking about. This is kind of a similar, or my strategy is kind of similar to what I did on the maze track, which was the last episode on Monday. So I mean, obviously I didn't have 2 Buccaneers on that one because that pool was smaller. So obviously there will be some differences. And let's see, can I fit a 3rd and 4th one here? No, not the way I did it. You can probably fit 3 or 4 Buccaneers in this little pool, but obviously not the way I did it. So, it's already round 22. My Buccaneers have camo lead popping abilities because of their camo detection from the upgrade and their innate lead popping from the what's it called, deluxe upgrade Dreadnought. But their attack rate isn't the best, even though it is pretty good. So that's why I'm going to upgrade it to Destroyer, so that it attacks super duper fast, and it'll be much better at destroying Moabs for one thing, and then just all the other balloons in general for the other thing. So yeah, that's my general plan of what I'm going to do, and then after that, probably get a couple Glaive Ricochet to deal with the clumps, and then some Moab Maulers to deal with the Moabs, which I feel like I've been doing every time, and I would say you should let me know what kind of strategy I should use, but then again, that's what the viewer challenge is for, and I've already noticed that a couple people have submitted their challenges for this Saturday, so I will attempt one of those. And again, if your challenge doesn't get chosen, just post it again on the next video, and it'll have a better chance of being chosen. I should probably keep a log of whose challenge I've accepted and then try not to accept their challenge the next week. But I'm probably not going to do that because I'm lazy and I'd end up forgetting about that anyways. So yeah, if you do have your challenge, like if I do accept your challenge and try it out in the video, try to at least like wait a week to post your next challenge idea, just so that other people have a better chance of having their challenges accepted. So yeah, and don't go on like the most recent challenge or anything. I'll just read through all the challenges and then just pick whichever one sounds the most interesting, or maybe the easiest, or maybe the hardest. I don't know. I never know what I'm thinking or what I'm gonna be thinking, or anything like that. So right now it's round 33, and I really should use more banana farms and monkey farmers. I almost said monkey banks, but that's not what it is. So yeah, I've got these 2 destroyers, very powerful, very good, very nice attack rate and all that. So yeah, I guess I should deal with the clumps, although my ice tower, or I could make an ice tower to deal with the clumps as well, which would be pretty interesting. It would work kind of like Glaive Ricochet if it gets all the way up to its tier 4, so that's interesting that you can place towers on top of the pumpkins. I actually am going to place an ice tower here. I'm going to try to not use boomerang throwers quite as often, just so that I can try to expand my repertoire, my experience, I suppose. And another good thing about the Dreadnought is that obviously if it's able to pop lead, it's able to pop frozen balloons. So I don't need to worry about any balloons being protected by the ice, except for the grape shot. The grape shot isn't able to pop lead or frozen, but their grape shot isn't really that important now. Now that I have 2 destroyers, the grape shot is kind of just like an extra support rather than like the main attacking force. So I don't need to worry too much about that. Of course, the sound that it makes when a grape shot hits a lead balloon or something is a little annoying, but obviously not a big deal. And I do realize that the ice tower does not have camo detection, so that is kind of a problem. Not too big of a problem, because obviously there's not too many camo clumps that I can remember. but it is something I should try to remember to fix once I get the Arctic Wind. Because once I get the Arctic Wind, then it'll be a much more effective anti-clump or clump buster, which again, like I think every time I've said, or every episode that I've mentioned the word clump, I've always said that it sounds weird, so I'll try not to keep saying that. And also, another random thing to talk about while I just wait for money. I was kind of thinking about starting a new like show series thing on my channel that isn't actually a Let's Play. Because on another channel, Strawberry17, she has this show called Greater Than Less Than, where they debate nerdy topics like Doctor Who versus Sherlock and Avatar: The Last Airbender, meaning Avatar Aang versus Legend of Korra, and other things that I can't quite think of off the top of my head, like Thor versus Loki or something. Anyways, it's basically just a debate show, pretty much just for fun, on whether or not they think one show or one thing is better than the other, hence Greater Than Less Than. But anyways, there's also a show on there called Your Turn, where this guy reviews video games, and then he says that he hands it off to you, but really that just means that you have to comment what you think about the game, which I think is kind of misleading in the title. But anyways, basically, I'd like to sort of combine those two ideas, sort of, and sort of make a show where I'm just like comparing and contrasting two different things like Pokemon and Digimon, because I would like to actually debate whether or not Pokemon is better than Digimon, or Digimon is better than Pokemon. Personally, I think Digimon is better than Pokemon. However, I do really love Pokemon. I don't have anything against Pokemon. It's just when I break it down and analyze it, I would say that Digimon is better. But anyways, so I could just do a compare and contrast on Pokemon and Digimon, and then other things that I can't remember off the top of my head right now, like World of Warcraft and Eden Eternal, two MMOs that I think are great in their own regards, but there are some differences that make one better than the other, in my opinion, although it does depend on who you're asking, I guess. But still, there's other topics that I can't remember at the top of my head right now, but just other generally video game topics, either comparing two games or two franchises or anything like that, two consoles, where I would like to just sort of compare them on a compare and contrast setting, not so much as a what's better or worse, even though I'll probably end up saying what I think is better or worse. So there's that whole idea. That would probably go up on Sunday, because I don't post anything else on Sundays, because I don't usually like to post on Sundays. But so yeah, just let me know what your thoughts are on that. I'm distracting myself by texting, which I shouldn't do, which I probably won't do on the other show, because that will be much more edited. It won't just be all in one take like this thing, this series, I suppose, all these Let's Plays. But yeah, anyways, if you are interested in hearing my thoughts on different subjects like that, I do have a lot of things already like thought up in my head on what I would discuss, so I don't really want to ask for suggestions too early, because then I'll never get to all the things that I want to discuss. Although I feel like it would probably be better if I had a lot of stuff in reserve that I already knew I could discuss. That way, if I didn't get any suggestions, I could just fall back on those or something. But anyways, let's get back to Bloons, because as you might have noticed, that Moab got kind of far before it popped. So what I think I'm going to do is, well, actually this destroyer is doing really good at working with this ice tower to get rid of all these streams and clumps and everything. But I do need some better Moab busting. So what I think I'll do is probably just get some Moab Maulers, because that seems to work pretty well. And I'm going to try to build as many as I can, all lined up. And I'm not too worried about the Moab getting to around here where my mouse is, because I've got all this other track to deal with the balloons that come out of the Moab. So it's not that big a deal how far it's getting. but of course with the BFB it's going to get a lot farther, so I do need to worry about that when I'm planning my strategies and all that. And I could probably fit 2 rows of Moab Maulers in here, but I don't want to focus too much attention on the Moab Maulers because, like I said, the Moabs aren't too big of a problem. So I'm just going to build 1 row and just get them as close together as I can, side to side, not necessarily vertically. And right there. And then, oh no, okay. Good. that was a close one. I almost quit, and that would have been bad, because then I'd have to do this all over. I should save, just in case I do somehow accidentally quit. Or lose, because that'd be bad too. Alright. And again, I could be using boomerang throwers for glaive ricochet to deal with the clumps a little better, but the glaive ricochet sort of gets stuck on the ice, like the frozen balloons and the lead balloons sometimes, so I'd prefer not to deal with that. Plus, like I said, I've been using glaive ricochet quite a bit, so I'll try to cut back on that a little bit, and just slowly trying to buy it all at once. And again, every time I say all at once, I've got to mention that awesome song, which there's so much music that I want to like promote and share and stuff. Specifically, like YouTube artists that are good musicians on YouTube. Which, saying it like a YouTube musician almost sounds like a backhanded compliment, like saying like, oh yeah, they're not real musicians, they're just a YouTube musician. But it's not like that. It's just like it's not necessarily a genre of music as a YouTube musician, but it's just, I don't mean it as any kind of downside. It's just, you know, they're on YouTube and they make music, so they're a YouTube musician. But anyways, these clumps really get close together, which, I mean, like, as you could see, they're really packed in there, which is really interesting. I'm actually going to try and use a mortar tower, which I'm not really sure why I said try, because I'm not really trying anything, but I'm going to go for the big one, the devastatingly large explosions, and each pops through 5 layers of balloon, which is pretty awesome. Right now it just pops through 2 because of the balloon buster, and it's got the Bernie stuff, and that's just going to hopefully pop through a lot of those balloons right there. They should still stay frozen pretty well, but I think it will kind of help them get out of the frozen status quicker, I suppose. But as long as the Arctic Wind Ice Tower, Rival Frost actually right now, keeps them frozen in about that area, then that'll be pretty interesting how well that works together. Because I know that obviously the pierce on these destroyers aren't infinite pierce, and the area of effect explosion from the Moab Mauler isn't entirely like infinite pierce or anything. But I don't know exactly how well the mortar does. I'm sure it's not infinite pierce, but it should be pretty good, so that's interesting to think about. And is it within the range? No, why did I build it out of the range? I'm gonna sell it and then move it back, because it would make much more sense to put it within the range of my, whatchamacallit. And there we go, now we get the big one. And now it's just a massive explosion that has a much bigger area of effect, and wow, that's actually a pretty fast attack rate as well. But then it also does 5 layers, which is helpful because it's 5 times damage to Moab Maulers as well. Or not to Moab Maulers, but to Moabs. So that's pretty interesting, and I should probably move that down here so it can actually help out. But I'll just wait for the next round, because that pops through, like it says, 5 layers, which is pretty strong against all these other balloons. And then adding on the ice tower and the destroyers and everything is just kind of overkill, which is pretty awesome. How much does this cost? 12,735, and that's within the range of the Monkey Village, so with a 10% discount, that's pretty expensive. Obviously there's other more expensive things, but still pretty good, pretty expensive. Gonna throw in a couple more Moab Maulers, just for added safety, I suppose. And need more money. Gotta get more money and stuff. Alright, and now I'm going to look at my phone and distract myself while I text, which is a bad idea. But I'm gonna do it anyways, because that's just how I roll and stuff. Alright, so with the big one, that's a lot of explosive power, and I kind of just wanna not deal with it anymore, because wow, it's really powerful and it's really good, and it's not overpowered or anything, but for some reason now I just don't feel like using it. That's really weird, because now I've got all this money that I guess I could put into the monkey town, and yeah, now I'm getting extra money. Why did I do that? Why did I sell that? I don't need it, obviously, because I've got all these Moab Maulers to deal with all the Moabs, and then Ice Tower to deal with clumps, and then Destroyer just to help out pop everything. But it's just, I don't know, I didn't want to use the big one. It's really weird. I'm not a big fan of mortars for some reason. I'm actually confused at my train of thought for why I sold that. That is really weird. Anyways, I am a weird person for being confused at my own train of thought. Alright, so Monkey Town, got plenty of range. Let's see, how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Wait. I'm terrible at counting. Alright, 8. 8 Moab Maulers. I'm sure some of you already counted much faster than I could, or at least could have counted much faster than I did. Which is fine. I don't know why, I'm just not good at counting for some reason. I always have like ADHD and lose count by thinking about something else if I'm not counting fast enough or something. But anyways, I think I'm actually going to get a second ice tower just in case, because that does look like there could be some issues or something. Second ice tower just for a little bit of added safety. I'm sure it doesn't help if it's right next to it, but oh well. Obviously I don't use ice towers very often, so not 100% sure on how they exactly work, but oh well. I'm sure it's not that bad. And I don't need to worry about any regrow Bloons because I've got all these Moab Maulers and Destroyer to help get rid of them. And I kind of want to use glue gunners now. So yeah, actually I'm not going to use the ice tower, I'm going to use a glue gunner. Because I do really like glue gunners, but it's just that they don't do any damage to Moabs, which is kind of lame, or any Moab class balloon. But they are really good at their tier 4 left side upgrade, because it says pops balloons once before gluing, contains a super strong dissolving glue that pops balloons 10 times every second. That is insane. That's definitely going to take down regrow balloons. Like on round 76, that will be coming up somewhat shortly. So they're very powerful. It's just the only problem is if you don't have tier 3, the balloon dissolver. Glue contains an extreme solvent that melts balloons, while glued balloons will pop twice every second. Obviously that is helpful, it is good. And if you don't have tier 3, the actual popping power of the glue gunner is not enough to take down a regrow balloon. So if you even have one rainbow regrow, it will just multiply and overrun you if you only have a glue gunner. So that's why you really need tier 3 on the glue gunner on the left side. But then the sort of problem with that is that it doesn't have very fast attack rate, but that is solved with the ice tower, because then the balloons move much slower and are even frozen so that they stop moving, and then the balloon dissolver now will have a much better time actually popping them. And here all the rainbow camo balloons are getting frozen, and of course the zebra balloons are kind of making it through a little bit, but basically all the rainbow balloons are getting frozen, and then they start moving slower, so then they clump up more, so then they're more easily popped, more easily popped and more easily frozen, which is a pretty interesting combination. And again, I don't know why I sold my big one, my mortar tower. It's just a strange train of thought. But anyways, moving on. No reason to dwell on the past and stuff. And bleh. So yeah, all these Moabs. I guess I should probably actually talk about why I'm building my towers the way they are. All the Moab Maulers, I'm placing them on the left side here so that all these regular Bloons will just get frozen and glued and destroyed, while the Moabs will generally just kind of breeze past that and then get into this area with all the Moab Maulers and then get destroyed, and then all the regular Bloons will come back here with the Ice Tower and the Glue Gunner and then get destroyed there. So now that I've got the Bloon Liquefier, now these Bloons will just be taken down so much faster, and then all I have to worry about is the actual Moab layer. But I've got 8 Moab Maulers, which is obviously doing 80 damage per shot, basically. Which I wish I could sort of like combine them all into one massive missile to actually do like 80 times damage or something. But I always say like 80 damage per shot, but obviously they're firing off multiple shots per, I mean not per second, but like they're firing a lot. So I don't really know how I can easily like quantify that, I guess, or define how they're doing, or how well it's firing or something. Not really sure how to describe what I'm saying either, but alright, so what else can I do? I can throw in some Monkey Apprentices, some Disciples of Air, once I get more money, because I used to use Dragon's Breath most often, but then I realized the Dragon's Breath just isn't quite powerful enough for my liking, I guess. I don't know. It's not quite as good as I was hoping, but having these Disciples of Air, which actually I'm getting so like wishy-washy, is that the term? Where I'm just switching between different tactics, I guess. I'd rather use Bloonjitsu monkeys with the distraction ability for knocking back Bloons rather than a wizard monkey. Not really sure why. Let's see, it says some Bloons struck by the ninja's weapons will become distracted and move the wrong way temporarily. I kind of wish it gave the exact like percentage of like 50% or 30% of Bloons or something like that, rather than just some Bloons, just because it would help determine which one would be better, I guess. And also the Bloonjitsu Master is actually pretty good at taking down Moabs, just because it has a fast attack rate and it shoots 5 shuriken at a time, so that's 5 times damage, which I think if its attack rate is faster than the big one, the big one's attack rate, then it actually does more damage to Moabs than that massive big one mortar tower, which is pretty interesting. So let's just keep throwing in some Bloonjitsu Masters to help out with those Moab Maulers. I mean, not. I always confuse Moab Maulers and Moabs for some reason, and I always call Bloons towers and towers Bloons, even though they're monkeys, so it's like, which ones do I call monkeys and which ones do I call towers? Obviously, the Ice Tower, I would call a tower, even though it has a monkey on it, and the Moab Mauler, I would call a tower because it's just a bomb, and then Bloonjitsu Master, I would call a monkey, which, I don't know what I'm saying, but also, random tangent. Someone commented saying that I should go to round 86 rather than round 85, which I'll try to start doing. Sometimes I might forget, but at least for this one I remembered. Just because they said that round 86 was much more difficult than round 85. And of course I do always like to keep these episodes shorter rather than longer, but obviously just one more round isn't going to make too huge of a difference, unless it's like a 15-minute round or something, but that'd be pretty lame. Alright, let's see, how much do these cost again? 5,300. So I always like to build these all at once, like I said, which I'll try to stop referencing every time I say it, so let's see, all these the Ice Tower and the Glue Gunner do work really well together, but then again there's always the problem of the Moabs, because they are not affected by either of these, which is really lame. I really wish there was a way to make the Glue Gunners and Ice Towers affect the Moabs. I was kind of thinking about a way to make the difficulty harder with more difficult things, like more ways to ramp up the difficulty or to lower the difficulty. One way I would think is to sort of what am I saying? I'm losing my train of thought. To kind of go back to the way it was in Bloons Tower Defense 4, with the camo balloons to where it was only one layer of camo. Like on the easy mode, or even like the very easy mode, the camo layer would only be one layer of camo, just for whatever reason. And then also, like, again, on easy, even if a tower didn't have camo detection, if their attack was aiming at another balloon and hit a camo balloon, it would still hit the camo layer. Man, this is really bad, because that's a lot of zebra balloons that are getting through and not being affected by my freezing. And you know what? I'm gonna go for a ground zero, but this game is lagging. Can I do it in time? Probably. Let's see, ground zero. Let's use the ground zero. Wow, it actually completely... Oh, and heavily damages my class balloons, and I was already doing a lot of damage. So wow, that was powerful. Not as powerful as I was expecting it for some reason. Alright, that was cool. I think that's like the second time I've ever used ground zero. And again, what I love about Monkey Tycoon is you can just sell it, and then buy it again, and then use it again, and then just destroy it all. So, that was pretty cool. Round 79, gotta keep an eye on that, because that was a large, I'm guessing like a rainbow regrow rush or something that the ice tower couldn't handle, even with all these other towers and monkeys helping out with that. So that was pretty interesting. And I'm assuming I don't get all the money for popping all those balloons when I use the ground zero. That's just an assumption, not actually sure if that's how it works, but it would seem to make sense. Which is another reason why I don't really like to use it too often. Alright, wow, these balloons are actually making it pretty far through. You know what? In that case, yeah. It's already around 80, so it's not going to make too big of a difference, but let's see. I should be able to fit this monkey village in here. There we go. Right there. Alright. I'm actually going to use the Monkey Intelligence Bureau, and might as well get the call to arms while I'm at it. That way, the ice tower should be able to pop zebra balloons now, or at least, you know, be able to freeze them. So that should be fine. And then now the Balloon Jitsu monkeys are actually able to pop through frozen and lead balloons with that additional upgrade. So that's nice. But as I was talking about with increased attack speed, but what was I saying? Oh, right. Talking about how to make things easier by doing what I said with the camo layer and all that. And same with lead layer. Well, lead layer is already a lead layer. But same with, well, not really regrow. You can't really have one layer of regrow. But then to make things harder, you could also make, or also on easy, if the Moabs could be affected by ice and glue as well. And maybe even like the whirlwind or something, or if the whirlwind could be upgraded to also affect Moabs or something. But then on hard, then not only would the camo layer be an actual status on all the layers of the balloons, but then also like lead be affected on all layers of the balloon, and then if what's it called, ceramic could be applied to every layer of balloon to make them six times as hard. So just imagining a lead, camo, ceramic, regrow, ZOMG would be like the ultimate unstoppable, unpoppable force of monkey destruction. Like, that would be pretty awesome to see. Even though, like I said, that'd be pretty dang tough. Because then you would need explosive power that has camo detection with enough attack speed to get through the ceramic and the regrow layer within enough time to take down all the ZOMG layers. So I know that would be pretty tough. That'd be really powerful. But obviously that would be why it would be on like the hardest difficulty on like round 50, not 50, like round 100 or something. For some reason, when I was thinking round 100, I thought like, wow, that's really high up. It should be like half of that. And then I realized, wait a minute, round 85, or well, 84 right now, but about to go to 85. So yeah, obviously that wouldn't be too big of an increase to do it on round 100. But I think that'd just be one of those like super hardcore destructive power thingamajigs that I don't even know how to describe correctly. Alright, might as well use Call to Arms to get through the rest of these BFBs. And then the ZOMG I'm sure will not be that bad, considering how well I'm getting rid of everything else. Let's see, is there anything else I can upgrade? Yeah, I might as well upgrade these. And I know there's the hotkey to upgrade, but I just feel like using my mouse right now. Because I've been using my mouse to upgrade for so long, because I never realized there was a whatchamacallit, a hotkey for upgrading, but I do know what it is now. So anyways, as the ZOMG comes in, just gonna launch off all these Moab Maulers, and wow. I mean, not Moab Maulers, Moab Assassins. That actually did take out quite a lot of the ZOMG. I'm actually surprised that it didn't destroy the ZOMG completely. So that's pretty interesting. Alright, so yay, beat that mode on hard. Oh wait, no. I said I was going to do that around 86. Oh man, I forgot about that. Let's see, did I save recently? What round did I save it on? Hopefully 84. What round is this? Oh, 85. Yay! So, alright. Oh wait. It doesn't let me use my Moab Assassin ability. Oh well, that's fine. I can just go through this without the Moab Assassin ability, see how well it works. So yeah, I will go on to around 85 after this, but let's just see how well this defense does, and might as well use Call to Arms just for some extra poppage, since that's getting much farther than it did last time, although not far enough, because it just got destroyed right there. So huzzah, now keep playing in free-to-play mode, and let's go to round 86 and find out why this is supposedly so much harder. I'm assuming there's at least 2 ZOMGs, lots of Moabs, not a big problem with this defense. Yeah, they're not clumped together enough to make much of a dent. My ice tower should be fine, dealing with zebras, and also the Moab Mauler should help out with zebras as well, because now the Moab Mauler should be able to pop it. And was that it? That was it? Well, kind of to make up for not posting one yesterday, let's try to get to round 90. I'm not going to go to 100 because I'm sure the rounds will get much harder, or much more lengthy, because it will sort of lag the system a little bit more. But let's see, and you know, oh, there's a ZOMG. But I was playing this game without recording sometime recently. Oh yeah, there are 2 ZOMGs. But I was playing the game without recording recently, and wow, round 87 is really hard. Those are a lot of ZOMGs and all that. So let's just use all my Moab Assassins and see how well this does. But as I was saying, I was playing without recording, and the frame rate was actually much higher, which was really interesting to see how it was going faster and smoother and everything. It was really cool. But I'm not going to build any more defenses. I'm just going to see how far I can get with this defense, probably to around 90. Oh, hopefully to around 90. Actually, no, I'm just going to stop here. If you do want me to continue to round 90 on other tracks, just let me know, because I'm not sure exactly how well I'm going to do against the ZOMG. I'm sure I'll be fine, but let's try for a bunch of Moab Assassins. And that helped out. Call to Arms for more attack rate, and the Moab Maulers are able to pop the Moabs from that far away, but ooh, wow. Am I going to make it? Nope. I did not survive round 87. That's interesting. Alright. Not a big deal, obviously. So the next track that I do is going to be North Pole. Never played this track at all, ever, and neither for 3 times around. So that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.